Sorry, continuation of the last video, part 2.
Ran out of space apparently.
Yeah. Okay.
Who knew?
So, he's gonna look into the cards and see what is gonna happen between
Robert and Black China.
Black China.
Okay. So first we have the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so this is a very, very tenuous balance.
Yeah.
This is like the tightrope walk. It's a very, like in terms of the imagery on the card, it's very self-explanatory. You basically have two sort of opposing notions, two opposing thoughts. Thoughts, notions, kind of the same thing. You're kind of at odds with yourself, but you're self-aware enough to know that you are at odds with that and that you don't want to take that out on other people, ideally, like at least in a relationship context. Okay, it's noble. It's really cool to see that a couple would want to again put this much effort into it, because this is not this isn't easy. Okay, like literally a strong breeze and you're off that tightrope and into the great hereafter.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting.
Huh.
Oh, and then Four of Pentacles in the reverse position. Somebody doesn't have enough money for somebody else. Well, I bet you, 3 guesses first do don't count.
Yeah.
On who that is, because as we know, the Kardashians do not want for money.
Yeah.
Okay? If finances are going to come into this, then that would be more than enough to take this next. Okay, like what I discussed here, and basically that would be the strong breeze that would kind of. So if either she's going to be spending too much, or the fact that she doesn't have enough financially to bring to the table, one of those things is going to come up here, and it's.
Well, what I sense is what it is, because I think it's more him, because he's kind of been on his. He's been taking a hiatus with the Kardashians, so I feel like he's having a little bit of more money issues, so to speak. We're talking about their kind of money. We're talking about their kind of broke.
Yeah,
you know what
different.
I mean?
It's so.
Yeah,
it's
so
different.
Yeah, so it's like I feel like with him, it could be her, but I seen a Snapchat where he's talking about, like, if you send me to the bank, she's like, if you send me again and the check bounce, like, we're done, it's over, like, you know what I mean? So. I know she doesn't level up financially, which is very right, but I think it's him that has the issue with the money.
Well, and then we kind of end here with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse position, and that's so we have like the traditional interpretation, which is like next level financial crisis. We're talking bankruptcy. We're talking. Actually, there was a little thing that came out lately called the Panama Papers.
What? What's up?
Okay, so again, I'm into politics. Starre here, not so much, but she mentioned that on her Donald Trump.
Yeah, but I don't.
So, anyways, the Panama Papers are basically an offshore. It was gathered by 8 investigative journalists. They got this from a law firm in Panama. They've actually had the information for 4 years. They've been pouring over about 4 terabytes of information. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And they're just starting to release it, and it's basically all of the illegal offshore investments that politicians, celebrities, essentially anyone that would sort of make up that top 1%. Okay, your average schmo is probably not on this because you don't have the money to do that. So this is basically going to cause a lot of problems within like geopolitics and right down to celebrities. So I'm seeing this card now, okay, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, and that is a really epic financial collapse. Why this would be coming up in the context of Robert and specifically, not entirely sure, but if there's significant financial fallout here, I would imagine that there probably is at least a couple of Kardashians that may be implicated on that document. It would be really bad news because the revenue service will do everything that they can to get this money back. That will obviously send waves through the family.
And many, and I honestly, it's weird because I know they kind of feel like their time is about to be done. It's kind of, if you paid attention,
get the impression that
if you kind of pay attention to them, you could kind of notice, like, I get the vibe that I feel like their time is about to be done. Like they're at the top, and then when it comes to next, like that's all you hear about. Like you really hear about 4 people, and
if they can't. Another hook. Like there's only so much drama that people are going to take.
Exactly. So it's just like You know what I mean? And I see that, you know, and I think like Black China personally, she's starting out her own businesses and stuff like that with her lash company. And I feel like they will do decently okay for, you know, for her, but on their kind of money level, it's pretty mediocre.
Not seeing a lot of money here. As a matter of fact, imminent financial collapse.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I made this not just about Robert, but kind of about the entire Kardashian brand is because this is a major arcana card. Okay.
Yeah.
The
so it ain't going nowhere.
Scope, yeah. The scope of a major arcana card often, as opposed to the minor arcana, which is this one right here, that's broader.
And it's funny that it was. They're all financial cards.
Yeah, like
They're all about money.
Like you can take them into different contexts, you know. So I did kind of reduce it down to a relationship context, but they're all about money here. And apparently, this specific couple doesn't have any. And
as you know, we are reading on the shadow aspects of this relationship. So the fact that he is picking that up just shows that's really what's going to hold them together, make or break them. You know what I mean? And that's the shadow behind everything that people are not getting to see. So overall, like, what do you think about everybody? Like, you know, going through Kim and Kanye, like a summary we'll give them, so to speak. Kim and Kanye.
So the first thing that has really surprised me, again, not, you know, kind of avoiding Kardashian-related politics. Is each 3-card pull, I got a really different story.
Yeah,
I'm honestly not just a little bit surprised right now.
Yeah.
Because that, I guess they're a lot more unique than I give them credit for.
Yeah.
Granted, I do have a bit of a problem sometimes judging a book by its cover. I will admit that's kind of something that I make a mistake, interestingly enough, as a reader. But I let the cards pick out the rest of the information.
We're still human. Like,
right. And that's kind of what I did today. So I was very interested in the variance of drama. And I have to admit, getting this last message here really drives that point home, because I went off into another direction with that I was, what is even going on?
Yeah.
So I was really, really kind of surprised. I was definitely not just a little bit surprised with that. The other thing, in terms of some of the positive stuff that I mentioned earlier, specifically with Kanye being a really good dad, and then I think I'm losing track already, but there was, I know the 5 of Pentacles came up there to indicate that one of the couples.
Yes, with Scott and Courtney.
Thank you.
Yeah, Scott and Courtney.
So that's really cool too, because that implies in that relationship dynamic that either one or ideally both of them cares enough to potentially get some sort of couples counseling to try and bring them back together once and for all after a bit of a roller coaster ride. So that was cool. That honestly shocked me. And
it's great to see that, because like, again, when it comes to a lot of Hollywood couples, not a lot, but you know, most of them, you see there's not enough care or genuine feelings there. It's very superficial. So to actually feel like there's people that are, you know, because, you know, people look at people that are celebrities and being a little bit inhumane. They're kind of like circus.
Yeah, they're circus, you know.
You know, like in a cage just for display. That they actually are trying their hardest to make the best out of a bad situation, which all the power to them for that. And then we went into Kylie and Tyga, which is the young girl with the Tyga.
Oh yeah, and that's where I think we had the potential for alcoholism and a little bit of abuse there. I'm sorry, I've already forgotten how that rounded out though, because that was the first.
We were talking about. I picked up that I think that they're going to do a show together. There's talks of it happening.
Okay.
And I believe you got the 7 of Cups in the end. So talking.
Right, options. Okay.
Options, yeah.
Okay, so there's going to be a whole hell of a lot of philandering going on there. Potentially up to and including leading into a next relationship, although that's tough to say with the 7 of Cups, because the 7 of Cups doesn't have a lot of stability. It's a water card, it's very fluid, so it's often just 7 people philandering and then perhaps a change to the next 7 people and the next, you know, a scary situation these days when you consider the potential for STIs and everything else. But
Right. Some choices are good, some choices are bad.
Yep.
7 of Cups,
absolutely,
you know?
Absolutely.
And then the last one we went into Rob Kardashian and Black China.
Yeah. Now, I did also see that. I know I have to mention this too because that Sun card in the reverse came up, and that was pertaining to potential miscarriage.
Scott and...
Well, that was Scott as well.
Courtney.
Scott and Courtney as well. Okay. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, there's something else too. Like, what's really going on there? What's happened there? Is there fertility issues? Will there be fertility issues to come?
Yeah.
You know, often when that's happened once, unfortunately, it can happen again, and until the main issue gets addressed.
Exactly.
So.
Or, did it come up for miscarriages? Does it come up for abortions too, or no?
Nah, I'm gonna kind of go. I'm leaning on the miscarriage.
I trust you with that.
It's the Sun card because if there was a Swords card in there, we could maybe say that there definitely could have been an abortion scenario.
That's true. Right.
But I'm gonna go with the miscarriage right now. Yeah.
Okay. So, well, that's it, guys. You know, this is the House of Stars edition of the shadow aspects of the relationship. So what's going on around the Kardashian empire. Again, I want to thank you, Chris, my love. I love this guy so much. Chris, for coming out and doing card readings. He's such an amazing reader, like absolutely gifted and talented.
So this is great because it sounds like I might be invited back again, everyone.
Yeah, please. Honestly, you guys, please let me know in the comment section below. Do you want him to come back? Or how about you let me know if you would think it'd be a good idea for him to start his own channel?
Oh, you know what, guys? I might actually leap into the 21st century as a result of this because, again, I jam on the whole politics thing, and I could pull cards on that for hours. I have, actually, before I get really bored sometimes. So
and this does it.
Can't even lie, I just do that, yeah.
So comment if you want him back on the House of Stars show, and also comment if you think it's a good idea for him to start his own show on YouTube, which I will link it below once that ever happens. It could take him a little bit of convincing maybe, but I will link it below, and then you guys can subscribe to his channel because you guys have been so good to me. And I want to thank you guys. I noticed that I actually gained a good amount, a good few followers from the Donald Trump video, which welcome for those that are new to the channel, and thanks for watching. But going back to Chris, what I am going to do is I'm going to link his information in the description box if you would like to get a private reading with him. Rates and everything will be discussed via email. Again, when it comes to the House of Stars, you can get a reading with me, $20 for 20 minutes. Don't forget to like me on Facebook, which is House of Stars, and also to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, which the links or the handles are in the description box. So again, I do want to thank you guys so much for your time, and thank you, Chris, for being here again.
My pleasure.
May God bless you and the angels protect you. Good night.